So the Rangers, remember in 2018, they had 3 #1 draft picks. Vitaly Kravtsov was excellent last week at prospects camp. Figures to have a great chance of making the team. K'Andre Miller, the defenseman from Wisconsin, is going back for his sophomore year at Wisconsin. And then there was Nils Lundkvist, also taken in the first round in 2018, who played overseas last year and will play overseas again next year. Lundkvist recently sat down with our Dave Maloney.
Was it always a goal for you to come and play in the NHL?
Yeah, for sure. I think everybody that starts to play hockey someday wants to play here, and yeah, for sure I always have grown up to and dreamed about to be a part of the NHL. Yeah.
So when people talk about you, they very moves well and thinks well. Is that an apt description?
Yeah.
Would you like that description?
Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah, right.
Like, I think I'm a player that moves pretty well, has a good skating, and think the game pretty good.
Right.
And I also think that one of my strongest parts is like I can be in a lot of situations and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. So again, being the second time around at this prospect camp, last year's experience, did it help your season, and has it helped you just with a little more knowledge in the second prospect camp?
Yeah, I think so, and it has helped. Like you get, you want to be here, and you get to know everybody. You get to know like maybe future teammates, and you get to know hopefully future staffs and stuff like that. And you learn a lot here from other coaches. So yeah, I think it's helped. Yeah.
And you played for Sweden in the World Junior Championship. How was that experience?
Yeah, it was really fun, and also a dream come true. Like you have grown up and seen the World Juniors at the night with friends and family, and now be a part of it was really big for me. And I learned a lot from it because I played in a little bit different role. Played more defense, defenseman. So yeah, it was really funny.
So when you go back after this is over, how does your summer look? What do you do in the summer?
This summer I will stay here.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I will stay here for 3 weeks, and then I go for the national team tournament in I think it's 22 of July. We have a camp, and then it starts the week after. And then going home back to Luleå and try to make a good spot there. So
right.
Yeah.
So again, if you could kind of project, when do you think? Do you need another year or two playing in Sweden, or 6 months, or a week, or what do you need?
I think next year will be important for me, because I think will be good to be home. And yeah, you feel comfortable. It's close to family, close to friends, and you know everything. So I think next year will be important, and then we will see if it's another year that needs home, or when I will come over. I really don't know.
Dave Maloney there with Nils Lundkvist, and Dave now joins us on the phone from Kitchener, Ontario. Dave, thanks so much for joining us. So many prospects for the Rangers. Where does Lundkvist fit into the mix, you think?
Well, it was interesting when you hear him talk about, when I asked him about moving forward, I think he's fairly honest about the fact that he's still, in the developing stages. And I think, what the telling thing, I've had a chance to talk to he and Shesterkin and Kravtsov and Capo. And what you forget is these kids, they're still young. And you really get a greater appreciation of that is when you see them in their civvies, out of equipment, and they are not yet men when it comes to the physical aspect. And he's even one of the younger fellows. So I think he's got a fairly honest assessment of where he's at and where his future lies. I think the difference, too, is when he comes over, he'll have to get accustomed to playing on that smaller ice surface. So I think it's a year to two, and then, how long but at the end of the day, these guys are still kids. They're not man strength yet. And, but by all accounts, this guy's got a couple of really good assets when you talk about the way he moves and the way he can understand, appreciate the different things he can get done in the game. And it sounds like the Rangers really like what they see.
Boy, Dave, the offseason has gone so well so far for the Rangers. The news yesterday that they've signed Artemi Panarin. Earlier, we had a little bit of a soundbite from him talking about how he always wanted to be a Ranger. You know the game better than just about anybody in terms of your knowledge of other players before they come to the Rangers and what they can bring. What does he bring to this team?
Well, here's what you look at. I think it's fair to look at now. We go back to 2014, that Cup run in 15. The Rangers were a real good sum of some real good parts. But then you have to look at the upper end and see, do you have game breakers? And other than Henrik Lundkvist, and certainly no offense to Rick Nash or no offense to Ryan McDonough and players of that nature, but that next level. And can Artemi Panarin be that type of player? It sure sounds like it, right? And now when you throw a guy like Kakko Capo into the mix, it sounds like he's could track to that way. You throw Trouba into the mix. Now you're starting to talk about people that can actually be game changers when the game's on the line. Now, Panarin's certainly been in the league long enough to know now what the factor he's going to be. A guy like Kakko Capo, is the future still bright for him, and Trouba's been around long enough. So for me, I think you're getting closer to having game changers besides Henrik Lundkvist. And again, I know we've talked, Bill, along the way, and it's been exciting to see what's happened. But I do think the better things are still to come, and it may still take time for that to come. But when you're adding Trouba, when you're adding Panarin, you're certainly creating a heightened excitement about what's going on here. And I think we can all admit that it's certainly happened a lot quicker than we thought it was going to happen. But I still think patience is going to be a virtue.
Dave, I know you spent some time last week in Stamford at Prospects Camp. Did anybody stand out to you while you were checking things out?
The guy that really stood out for me was Keandre Miller. Again, the latest addition in Capo, and Kravtsov was good also, but he came well acclaimed last year. Keandre Miller came as a bit of a work in progress, but boy, oh boy, I just think he has made immense strides. This is a big guy that moves like a smaller guy. He's brave in all areas of the game to press the issue, not afraid to support the puck, and he's going to get another good year under the tutelage of Tony Granato. To me, that was the guy that I think, you know what, this is the one guy that may be that one game breaker on the blue line. So I was very, very impressed with Keandre Miller.
All right, Dave, we know you're in your hometown playing some golf. Best of luck. Because the reports from today were not great.
You can run what you can't hide, I guess, Bill. That's the case.
For more great videos from the MSG 150, check out right there. And remember, our show is on Monday through Thursday, 8 to 10:30 p.m. on MSG Network and MSG Go.